Friends, welcome again into yet another session of maths and into my YouTube channel Maths with Mukesh Raj. Today we would be discussing with the topic, another topic of trigonometry as a part of the application of trigonometry in the form of height and distance. So let's not waste the time and start. Let us dive into the topic and see what insights can we dig out of this particular application of trigonometry. Friends, the first and foremost question that comes into our mind is that what exactly the relevance of height and distance is there in terms of trigonometry. Fine. So let us see what the first question that strikes our mind, and we can come up with the question, that is, what exactly is height and distance? And the answer to this is that the perpendicular height or the perpendicular distance that is measured above the horizontal line of axis or above the ground is known as the height, and the distance is the horizontal measurement of the distance along x-axis or along the horizontal axis is known as the distance. So this is how we can understand that what exactly is height and distance. Let us see this with an example. Suppose there is a object, or we can say that we are having a ball which is thrown vertically upwards, and this is the point at which the ball reaches, and then again it starts falling downwards. So the distance between this horizontal plane, that is ground, and the maximum point, let's say this is the P where it has reached, so this distance is going to be called as the height of this particular motion of the object which has taken place here. Whereas suppose that if this object is thrown vertically, not vertically but horizontally along the horizontal plane, and it reaches up to a place, let's say from point A it has been thrown to the point B, then we can say that this particular measurement of the distance from point A and B is known as the distance of this object which has traveled all the way from point A to reach to point B. And in terms of conventionality or in terms of definition, if you want to talk, we can say that height is nothing but it is the perpendicular distance above the plane surface or horizontal surface, whereas distance, this is the distance covered, this is the axis of motion along horizontal plane or x-axis is known as the distance. Now when we come across this application, particularly in terms of height and distance, there are certain terminologies that are supposed to be taken into consideration. So let us see these terminologies. The terminologies that we have to be encountering every now and then, we can explain it like this. These are the terminologies. That is, the first terminology is the line of sight. The second one is the angle of elevation, and the third one is the angle of depreciation. Now, if we go through this theoretical portion, it becomes very difficult to identify and correlate and understand them. And then above that, it becomes even more difficult to implement it. So friends, before I proceed ahead with this topic and make you understand what exactly these three terminologies mean, I would request all my dear young friends that please do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. And if you have already subscribed, then do not forget to subscribe it from multiple devices, because that keeps my motivation upskilled and motivates me to prepare and make more and more videos for you, so that you may be exam prepared, so that you can make yourself prepared for the board exams. So friends, let us see. Suppose that we are having a line of sight. If we are observing any object or any point, then the line, or if we draw a line between the eyes of ours and the object, then that particular line can be served as the line of sight. Okay. Now angle of elevation, it is simply, you can understand that angle of elevation is nothing but it is the angle made by the line of sight and the horizontal axis. That is, usually in height and distance, as a part of the application of trigonometry, we take the ground or the horizontal ground as the base. So the angle that is made by the line of sight and the horizontal is termed to be the angle of elevation. Elevation means something which is being elevated at a particular angle. Suppose if this is the horizontal line that we are talking about, and if this is the line of sight, the left hand side, left hand, so then this, the area that is covered is known as the angle of elevation over here. Similarly, if we talk about the angle of depression, the angle of depression is nothing but it is the angle that is made by the line of sight with the horizontal line of horizontal level, but from when the object is viewed from the top towards the ground level. So in both the cases, this horizontal level plays a very vital role in identifying the angle of elevation and angle of depreciation. The only difference is that here in the case of angle of elevation, the object is viewed from the bottom, but in the case of depreciation, the object is viewed from the top of any object which is at particular height. So there we apply angle of elevation, and there we apply angle of elevation and depression. To make you understand this particular concept in a proper way, let me show you with an example. Hopefully this would be helpful for you to understand this. Now this figure may properly depict the angle of elevation and angle of depreciation in a proper way. I will try to make you understand. Though this figure represents only the angle of elevation, here I will be amalgamating both of them, the angle of elevation and the angle of depreciation. So as you can see, this is the person who is trying to visualize the lamp post. Okay, so this is the human eye, or this is the person who is visualizing from here. So a line has been drawn to the point which is supposed to be viewed. So this is the line of sight, the line joining the line between the eyes or the vision, the point of sight, to the point which is being visualized. So that is the line of sight. From that is, we can draw a line AC which represents the line of sight, and the person is standing at the ground level. So either you can take this horizontal level, or you can draw a line horizontally parallel to the ground, that will be served as the horizontal level, which is depicted here with a dotted line. And as I told you, the area that is covered between the horizontal level and the line of sight is known as the angle of elevation. Now suppose if we are having a small bird sitting over here on the lamp post, a bird is sitting here. Fine. There is a bird who is sitting on the lamp post, and it is trying to see an object like say mouse or a mice is there on the ground, which is being viewed by this particular bird at the ground. Or suppose that eagle is there who is trying to capture this mouse which is at the on the ground. Now this eagle must be looking at this mouse constantly at an angle, and for this bird the horizontal level becomes this red colored dotted line. Fine. So this becomes the angle of depreciation. So this red colored becomes the angle of elevation, depreciation, sorry, angle of depression. So this is how you may be able to identify the angle of elevation or the angle of depression. So friends, hope this concept would have been helpful for you to start preparing for the application of trigonometry and for your board exams. Thank you very much friends for watching this video, and hope to see you very soon into the next video, where we will be discussing different cases associated with this height and distance, that how we can find out the different formulas or apply different formula so that we can find out the height or the distance of the given uh, parameters, and then we can reach to the conclusion. Thank you friends. Thank you very much for watching the video. See you soon.